beautiful people? You already know this is Levar, aka Ramzie, the editor-in-chief of Snubb3d Magazine. And today we have a special guest. And on the sit down, I don't introduce the guests introduce themselves. So without further ado, you already know, I'm going to pass it over to our guest and let her introduce herself.
Yes. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Jade Novah. I am a singer, songwriter, actress, entrepreneur, wife, mother, all of the things. Yeah. I'll keep it short and sweet. I was about to go into more detail, but
Right.
we'll just let the interview unfold.
Unfold itself.
Yeah.
Right.
That's me.
Well, number one, Jay, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me. Me and Jade actually go way back. Way back. But thank you for taking the time to speak to us today at Snubb Magazine. And just the authenticity of your music, of who you are. Like I'm very appreciative to you because there's been some things that like I went through and I'll turn on one of your albums and I'm like, all right, like it's very therapeutic, if I will say that. So I'm very appreciative of that. So let's jump right into it. So where did this all begin? We're gonna start from the beginning. We're not gonna do a whole drawn out thing, but let's just start from the beginning. How did Jay become who she is today? Where did it all start at?
Um, well, I mean, my love of music and acting and entertainment in general came when I was really little, just the youngest of three girls, always entertaining my family. My father and my mother are both very musically inclined. My dad plays instruments. My mom is a theater girly, just, in her antics. She
Right.
never pursued it, but I'm telling you, she would have had a kick-ass career in theater, my mother. But yeah, that's where my love started. And then as I got older, I sang in girl groups and then kind of landed on this solo artistry when I moved to Atlanta and I met my now husband, Devin Michael. And at the time that we met, I was more so writing songs for other people. So I have gone on a lot of ebbs and flows on this journey of entertainment, trying to really find my own pocket. And yeah, so when I met Dev, I was a songwriter only, but we connected and it was like, yo, like, let's really take advantage of social media and like just this is a new era. We don't have to kind of go the traditional route of getting a major deal and doing all that. Cause I had kind of had my fair share of different things like that growing up. I sang in a girl group and that was just sort of what was expected. It was just kind
Right.
of giving up your creative control or giving up all of your rights. And these deals and we just kind of started at a time where everything was shifting and social media was really allowing for artists to connect with their fan base directly. So we were like, yeah, let's do it. So I'd say that's when my career started. Is around 2011 when I met my now husband, Devin Michael. We've been cranking them out ever since.
Right. And I think that a lot of people don't understand that sometimes uh you got to figure out what's best for you in the deals because a lot of times some things will be taken away from you. Everybody's like, "Oh, let me go chase this deal. Let me go chase this deal." Is that deal really going to be beneficial to you? Are you handing over your rights? Are you handing over your music? Like we've seen so many different things that are happening now, so it's beautiful to be an independent artist or to do what you do because a lot of people just always chase what they see and don't know what happens behind the scenes.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's why I was gonna mention this earlier, but I was afraid of being long-winded in my little intro to
Nah,
myself. But my husband and I, we started Let There Be Art, which is our label, but it's also a production company where we produce like all of our content from the comedy stuff to the music to the wellness initiatives that we have. And that to that point of trying to show other artists that there is another blueprint and there is another way to get to reach your goals and to cut through in this industry without going that major label trajectory because it's really not the only way. And I think people are starting to catch on now, but
right.
back when we started, it was like, why wouldn't you want to get a deal?
Yeah.
You
And
know?
the theatrics that come with your music,
Uh,
it's so much animation, I would say, but it's so authentic how it comes out that it's like you really feel like you're seeing this person in front of you when it comes down to any of your performances that you do. And it's like it kind of like tells a story. I like every time I've seen you perform or anytime I see you on doing your content, it's always like a storytelling where you
yeah.
have some artists that always is like, how did that connect to? Okay, well, I'll get to it. Or you skip it through an album. Like you have those albums where you just like next. Okay, oh, there go my song. Like you have those moments. What is the process for you when you come down to, I mean, to making these masterpieces of an album, what is the thought process of like, is it you telling basically your side of stories, or are you like envisioning yourself as someone else, or what is the process creativity like for you?
Oh, I mean, it really depends on the project. The most recent project that I put out is called Where Have I Been? And I would say that's the most sequential story, like
Yeah.
really with dialogue and actors who are playing different characters on the album. So that process was completely different for me because like you mentioned, a lot of my projects before, they always have a theme and they're
Yeah.
always authentic to me or like you asked, inspired by other people, just really whatever story I want to tell that's authentic and just something that I feel needs to be put out there. But for this last album, from Where Have I Been, the process was really just writing a script and then writing it as if it was a musical, but everything was just, visuals through sound. I really
Right.
wanted to get back to that space where you could just kind of get immersed into the music without relying so much on the visuals, because I feel like that's always been, not always, but more recently has been an expectation of artists. Is like, where are the visuals? We want the visuals. And a lot of times that's what helps sell the songs. But I really wanted the songs to sell themselves and to just create a world where you could just not have to worry about being on screens and
Right.
just really setting that intentional time to just listen to the project. And, it was about this journey to self-love, just sort of going through those motions of healing your inner child. I mean, it was a whole situation. And like I mentioned before, wellness and healing and spirituality, those are really important things to me. And so it takes you on that journey, and it's a spiritual one, it's a healing one, it's magical. So that was really the process, and then finding the cast and recording it and putting it out, and here we are.
Right. And I think that some people I don't understand that for me, I'm a person that I like if I in a dark space, or like when like if the lights are off, not like a dark space,
Oh,
but
like
like right. But I'll literally put on like my headphones or something and just like envision whatever that artist is talking about. And I don't know if that's like the creative side of me, but I think that's kind of going back to how music used to be anyway, because you didn't always have visuals. You know, you had to like guess what the meaning was. No, I thought that they meant like this, or the metaphors that were inside of it. You had to guess like, oh no, that's what they meant. No, that's not. Wait a minute. And then we hear the next album come out, you're like, oh, this makes sense how this came about. So I definitely think that you're seeing also a lot of artists go back to that, because you see a lot of people like, where's visuals for other people's albums? Like we're waiting, like, okay, well, where's this gonna come out? What difference does it make? The music is out there, create it yourself, you know?
absolutely.
And I think that's the power of music. Like you said, it's a healing situation too in it, because then you can make it your own experience when it comes down to it. So let's talk about something recently. Miss Governor is I got put onto it late. I don't know how, but I got put onto it late. But I saw all of it, and like
You
from
watched
beginning,
all 16 episodes?
I binge watched.
Come
I
on.
binge watch. Like I literally, so I got a text message from one of my other friends, and I'm like, they're like, "Hey, have you seen Miss Governor?" I was like, "Yeah, I saw it on the thing, but I didn't know who the cast was because like being busy, sometimes you don't have time just to sit down."
It's 85 million things going on right now. I overstand. And
Right.
I'm also gonna give you grace because it's not late. Like it just came out in May of this year, the first half. So you're still very early.
I'm done with it. I mean, I'm like, "What's next? Let's go." Like
Ashe.
So I literally like I tuned into it, and like from beginning to end, like I was like in tears, just dying laughing. And it was like a comic relief, especially during right now, these times. It's like, thank you. Like we've been waiting for this. And to have a cast like that, like everybody blended. It wasn't like you were like, why are they even in this cast? It was like, what is going, how did this magic just drop like this? Crazy. The other part is me and Tequila actually worked together on Sunday's Best,
Oh,
which is
thank you,
great.
thank
So when I turned on the TV and I saw it, I was like, what is going on? Like, this is insane. But you guys did an excellent job. And then your character just like flipped on and off at every moment that needed to come on.
you.
Um,
Shamika is a lot.
yeah, so what was that like when it was brought to you to be on this cast?
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, shout out to the cast. Everything that you're saying just brings me so much joy and gives me so much affirmation because we really are a family. Like literally the group chat is blowing up right now. Like it's I could not have asked for a better group of people to be like immersed in this with because this is my first major network
Right.
television role. I've been doing things and producing things independently for a while, but on this level and so many industry veterans. So if y'all don't know what we're talking about, it is called Tyler Perry's Miss Governor. It's on Netflix. Season 1 is streaming now. It's a political comedy. It's hilarious. And like you said, it really is just sort of the comic relief that we need because everything is so heavy and so dramatic and so
Yeah.
dark right now that this show really does give just a lightness and a funness. But yeah, shout out to Cherry J. Vaughn, who is the lead and she's the co-creator of the show, and she's who brought me into the fold. Yeah, and trusted me with this character and fought for me to the end to be a part of it. And yeah, I've been having a ball. We claiming season 2. We still don't know yet as of today when we were taping this. So hopefully, no, we know by the time
It's
this
going to
airs,
happen. Right. We're gonna find
they'll claim that it's a season 2, right? But regardless, I had the time of my life, and yeah, that's really how it came about. Terry J. Vaughn, she brought me in.
Definitely. I think and it's just shows like the characters are probably everybody that we know either in our family. I think that's what was so relatable for my family. Like I knew exactly who each person was. And I'm like, yo, this is that. So even like I called some of my family members, I'm like, yo, this is you. You need to watch this. Like this is the craziness that is going on. And then you have the one that always is like trying to keep a clear path and like just stay focused on what the goal is. And then something haywire goes like, I gotta clean it up. Like it just everything was on point. And it's a good thing too that um it's one of those things where you don't have to overdo it. You know, some characters where it's like, oh, that's too ghetto, or that's too this, or that's too everything, like I said, blended as much as it did. And it came out to be like a masterpiece. I, number one, did not, until you just said it, I did not know that y'all were just in season 1. In
Yeah,
my head, I'm like, it's 2 different parts. Like,
yeah.
there's got to be 4 or 5. I mean, 3, 4 now, and then like I thought it was gonna be like parts of this. So I didn't know this was like a
They're
complete.
splitting the
Just
season. They've done it on a
got
couple Netflix shows, and it's still a newer model of like
got you.
putting
Like
out
production wise,
yeah, putting one season out in 2 parts. And I think it's kind of smart because
makes
it gives
sense.
you an additional push halfway
Yeah,
through. And, we don't have the advantage of having a weekly show that's coming out. So I think that's kind of the solution in the streaming space. But don't quote
yeah.
me on that. Nobody ever told me that. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
No,
But
I mean, but it actually works because
yeah,
sometimes if you finish at a certain time, like I said, like what I did, I had to binge watch the first part of it, and then by the time I binge watched the first part, the next part has started. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like this is so it's better for those because sometimes you'll sit and just be eating all day, and then you're done with the whole show, and then you're like, well, when are you coming with the next one? And then you catch yourself, you're like, wait, they just did 17 episodes of another show that you may have watched. So this kind of made sense. I kind of liked how you guys split it up today. So next question for you is, what is next for Jade? What is the envision that you have if you can share anything? But what's next in your mind of where you want to go? And is there anything that you haven't done? Because we've seen you starting off at Rihanna's show. We've seen you we've seen you on some major platforms already. But what is something that Jade hasn't touched that's like I want to get to there?
in touch. Well, first of all, I do have some new music coming out. My latest single, 90s Fine, is out right now. So make sure you guys stream that and listen to it. But more music is coming the rest of this year and the top of next year as well. What else? I want to keep acting. And what I haven't done stand-up yet, and I
Mm.
haven't done Broadway yet. So
Do
those
you think you
things,
haven't done stand-up yet?
not in the traditional sense, but it won't be the
Okay.
traditional sense anyway, because I don't think
Okay.
that that would truly be. I mean, like you've seen my shows, so there's
Yeah.
elements of comedy and
You
like
want like a full set of
I
it.
think just something a little more comedic driven. I think would be really
Okay.
because I'm still trying to find the rhythm of what that looks like and to keep it authentic because music is still such a big part of it. So I know I'm
Right.
not about to be out there like, hey, LA, what's going on?
Right.
No, hey, where am I? Like I don't know that it'll be that, but I'm figuring out what it looks like. So yeah, stand up and Broadway one day.
Okay. Okay.
Or a
Um,
variety show. Variety show. That could be
that would
cool.
be dope. That would be dope.
One woman show vibes. These are all
I can
things
see
that
that.
are
I
that are
can see. Well, it's gonna happen. We're speaking it on this show. We're gonna speak it. Okay, we're just gonna speak it continuously.
possible.
Okay, so on the sit down, we do these are your final three questions. There are three questions because in the name Snub, we have the number three. So we picked it up from there and gave it three questions.
So
The
clever.
first, I know, right? The first three questions, the first three questions. The first of the third three questions are, what are three words that best describe who Jade Nova is?
Ooh. 3 words. Definitely curious.
Okay,
Mhm. Um, playful.
okay,
And this is, I don't know, entertaining.
okay. Why did you choose the word curious?
Because I'm very inquisitive. I always want to know more. I always want to know the why of things. I ask why a lot. So I think that's just the best way to say it, but I always want to know the why. I always want to have deeper understanding. And just
Right,
even in exploring my music or my art, like I'm always trying to figure out another way to do something and just kind of letting my inner child lead, like that
right.
curiosity that you lead with as a
Yeah.
kid. I think, well, I know that that part of me has never died. So yeah, always been a why, but why, but why?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you don't get the right answer, you still ask why. Like that didn't make sense. Why?
And if I don't get it, I'll just make one up myself.
Right. The second one for you is if you could be in anybody's shoes, past or present for one day, who would you want to be in their shoe for 24 hours? Past or
Like
present?
because their shoes are fire or because I want to live their life? Because if we talking shoe collection,
Nah, we're not. See, you're. I forgot how creative everybody, how Jade is creative like this. I'm talking about you're in their shoes and living their life for 24 hours.
let's see who's
Or
one.
you know what? You know what? Twist it up for a second. I want to hear both answers. Now that you done brought it up, whose shoes would you rock? And
Ooh,
whose shoes would you want to be? And then 24 hours, um, whose shoes would you want to be past the present?
man.
So yeah, I got two parts to the question.
You're gonna have to probably like fast forward through my process because I really want to think about this. Whose shoes would I want to be in? Oh goodness. There's so many different people for so many different reasons. I don't
Okay.
know exactly who it would be, but I
Okay.
want to be in the shoes of someone who really knows what the hell all of this is. Like our existence, this
Yeah.
world, like I don't know who has the answers or who started all of this craziness, but I would love to just be in their shoes to know,
Okay.
to
Yeah.
know. You know what I mean? Just because again,
Yeah.
I'm curious, I'm nosy, I
Yeah.
need to know.
Yeah.
So whoever that is.
Okay.
And shoes, who has really great, let me tell you something, Rihanna, and we wear the same shoe size. So I used the
Mm.
same background for her, and we would go on the road, and they would have all the shoes, and I'd be like, y'all, if one of these shoes to just magically fall into my bag, that would be great. Well, it already works because we wear the same size, so it's like a Cinderella
Right.
situation. We ain't
It's
we ain't
like
got to
he
stuff.
fit.
It was meant to be.
Definitely. Okay. So the third question for you is, as you know, or whether or not you know, but I'm sure you know this, we're role models to people. People look at us and see us online, or they see you performing or whatever, maybe the entity of what you're doing at that moment. What do you say to those individuals that are trying to get to that level? Are like, you know what? I see what she's doing. She looks like me. How can I get to that level? I want to get to that level. What would you say as inspiration to those individuals?
I would say to understand that the level that you perceive me to be on is really just whatever it is that you love doing right now, doing it on a different level.
Mhm.
Like you don't have this expectation of things changing when you get to a certain level. Wherever you are right now, continue to do it, continue to perfect it, fall in love with the process, do all the things that you love and some of what you just got to do to make it happen, and understand that at every single level you're gonna have to go back to that place. All the tools that you learn to get to the next level are gonna help you, and so on and so on. So it's a mindset shift, and you have to find peace and trusting the process, of enjoying your individual journey and just realizing that it's really all about the mindset and how you navigate those things as you go. The success part is not going to bring you happiness. It's literally just how well you adapt to change and adapt to the pivot, because that is inevitable. And there
Right.
really is no perfect answer for how to do that. You just, I think that's the best thing, is protecting your mental health and managing your expectations and enjoying the process.
Definitely, definitely. Any last words you want to give to the audience? Anything to look forward to? How they can reach out to you? How they follow you? Any of those words? Anything you want to give out as your last words to everybody that's watching?
Yes. Well, you can find me Jade Novah everywhere, and I'm sure you'll have some kind of something in the description box or wherever this lives, but it's JadeNovah, Jade Novah on all platforms. I think TikTok is just Jade Novah Official, which is also my website, jadenovahofficial.com. So either Jade Novah Official. You can find me, stream me on all streaming platforms, and watch Tyler Perry's Miss Governor on Netflix, y'all. I play Shamika, Latavia, Latoya, Farrah, Dunkerson on the
I
show.
forgot
She
to
is
ask
a
about
key.
that.
She's a good time.
I forgot to ask about one part that I need to know.
Oh yeah.
This middle name of hers,
Yes.
is this from Destiny's Child?
I mean, that one could infer that they're all
Okay, I'm not
all the
listening.
fallen, the previous Destiny's Children.
Yeah, I was
That
sitting. I was like, when I heard, I was like, okay.
shout out to Tina Gordon. That is her writing
Got
for that
you.
episode. So
Got you.
she's
Okay.
hilarious.
Well, Jay, thank you so much for joining me today on the sit down. It was an honor and privilege to speak with you. I know we're gonna see each other again.
Which
But
I want to talk about after.
yes.
Yeah.
But thank you again for always being that person. You've been, even when we saw each other, like we haven't seen each other at that moment. I think it was like 10 years.
In at least 10 years. Yeah.
And it was like crazy because I was like, I saw it, and every show that I've been, I'll DM you like, dang, I'm flying out that day that you coming in. It's every single time. So it was amazing. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm so proud of you. I really am.
You too, Mr. Snubb. Amazing. It's amazing what you're building. I'm so proud of you.
Definitely,
Proud of us.
definitely. Right, right, right. Black magic.
You know what I'm saying?
But thank you again. And thank you everybody for watching the sit down, and tune in for the next one and keep doing what you're doing. All right. Peace.